All right, this is lecture number 10 in section number 3. This is the last section. And in this section, we're going to be getting into some really more practical things we can do as far as how to improve our emotional intelligence. And we're going to be talking about how brain function is important with or lines up with our lifestyle habits. So what's going to be covered in this section, we're going to talk about nutrition, exercise, and deep breathing. We're going to be talking about hydration and amount of water that we intake. We're going to be talking about our sleep and also music. And I think you'll probably find the lecture on music somewhat interesting. And so in our brain, there's neurons, and the neurons are pretty much responsible for sending signals to other parts of the brain and into the body. So that's how we're able to move, and everything is the communication of these neurons. What's responsible for the communication of these neurons are what's called synapses, and synapses are ultimately what's used to communicate one neuron with another. Neurotransmitters are what carries that message from one neuron to another neuron. Now, there's over 50 neurotransmitters, but there's 3 main ones, and I'm pretty sure we've all heard of them. There's serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine. Those are the 3 main neurotransmitters. In a lot of depressed patients, the antidepressant medication in one way or another is targeted for the part of the is targeted to help kind of raise the norepinephrine levels and the dopamine levels in a depressed patient's brain. Now, there are ways we can boost the neurotransmitters in the brain. As you can see here, these are all the chemicals that are usually found in foods, tryptophan and tyrosine. Omega-3 is very important for brain function. All the B vitamins and also calcium. Calcium is very important. And there's other ways to get calcium besides milk. So if you're a vegan and you don't drink milk, there's other ways you can get calcium. Iron, selenium, resveratrol, and then also BDNF, which stands for brain-derived neurotrophic factor. BDNF is actually something you can't get from food. BDNF is actually created within the brain itself. One of the best ways to create BDNF within the brain is to short periods of fasting. So if you do like a 1 or 2 day or 3 day fast, studies have been shown that there's high levels of BDNF within a test subject's brain. One of the things that a lot of people don't realize is the importance of breakfast, but even more than that, the type of breakfast that you're eating. So even if you were to get up and eat a piece of fried chicken or eat something heavy and greasy in the morning, that's not the best or the optimum meal for your brain throughout the day. The type of breakfast you do want to eat is going to be some type of fruit in the morning or something light, something that has those chemicals that we just talked about. And so there have been studies done on the importance of breakfast. One of the areas that has been shown to improve is the spatial memory for performance. Also, better scholastic scores. So students who ate breakfast in the morning were shown to score better on tests. Also, improved ability to handle stress. We know the areas of the brain that trigger when we're in a stressful situation, and what is important is how you structured your morning. So usually a lot of people like to handle or like to meditate in the morning because it helps the brain prepare for the day's activity. It kind of sets the tone of the neurons in the brain for that particular day. Also, people like to run in the morning to get that dopamine and that serotonin going throughout the body, and also that helps the brain as well. And also, of course, breakfast. So eating those foods and it has all those chemicals in it. People become more creative when they eat a breakfast, and that's mainly because the neurotransmitters are in the brain and they're communicating with other neurons, and that communication is pretty strong. It also improves attention span. So ADHD prone people who eat breakfast have been shown to improve in the area of attention. And also there more positive. People who eat a healthier breakfast are more positive, and that's because they're in that feel-good state with the dopamine and the serotonin and the norepinephrine floating through the brain. And also, it's also improved memory. And again, the hippocampus is the area of the brain that deals with memory. So here's a list of brain foods that we can eat that'll help us out as far as improving our brain function. Berries, strawberries. I know blueberries are probably one of the best. We're talking about cruciferous vegetables. Garlic is also very good as well. Green leafy vegetables is something that's very good for us as well. And we're talking about nuts, so almonds, walnuts, pistachios, and peanuts. Snacking on those throughout the day as opposed to a bag of chips or like a chicken sandwich from the dollar menu at KFC or something. Those are not the best routes to take. Olive oil is pretty good. A lot of people say oil is not good for us, but there are certain types of oils that we can eat, that we should be intaking, that'll kind of help us out as well. Pomegranates are very, very good. I heard those are probably one of the best types of fruits you can eat to help with the brain function. All right, and also seeds, so flax seeds or sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, all those types of seeds are good. They have a lot of tryptophan and tyrosine in them, which boost the neurotransmitters in the brain, mainly dealing with like the serotonin, norepinephrine, and the dopamine. And also tomatoes are very good as well, and also whole grains. That says whole grains as well. And the next section, we're going to get into exercise.